A Vietnamese dentist serving at Tzu Chi's free clinics in Las Vegas hopes to do more for the homeless. An elementary school in Malaysia invites TIMA members to educate the participants on health care. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri. Thank you for joining us. In Las Vegas, starting from 2015, Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding free clinics for the homeless people. A Vietnamese dentist in Las Vegas always invites his colleagues to help out the free clinics. He hopes to increase the frequency of free clinics by raising funds.
Freddie is excited about seeing the dentist.
How long you didn't go to a dentist?
4 years.
Why?
No insurance and couldn't afford it.
Freddie Lemon.
Yes, sir.
Is that you?
Yes, sir.
After Freddie has taken an x-ray, Dr. Pan Nguyen pulls a teeth for him. The dentist started to join Tzu Chi's free clinics in 2015, and he is always there to help.
For my part, I've been through a tough life as well. You know, as a refugee from Vietnam in 1984, we came here very poor, didn't have much money. My dad and we used to go dumpster diving to look for cans to recycle for money. So I know how it feels to be poor and not have the resources in life. You know, so that's what motivates me to be here and help the most unfortunate people within our valley.
The dentist continues inviting his colleagues to the free clinics. He has a larger goal in mind.
My goal for our future is to be able to get the funding for the equipment, to do more frequent outreach. We have the doctors. The doctors here are very eager to help and make a difference in the community.
And being a local here, anything we could help, it might be very simple stuff from pulling a tooth to cleaning or just a filling, any little stuff that we could help our local community.
Chelsea is a college freshman and also a Tzu Chi scholarship recipient. She studies psychology and is willing to pay back to the community.
I really want to provide the mental health for especially the homeless people.
People providing help or receiving help are knitted together after coming into contact with Tzu Chi.
I didn't know that before. I tried to look you up before on the internet and I couldn't remember the name, but now I remember Tzu Chi forever.
18 Tzu Chings from Taiwan seized the summer break to go to Northern Thailand. They organized a camp at the Chiang Tzu Chi school. In addition, they also went along with volunteers to care for an old man.
On a rainy afternoon, 62-year-old Mr. Chiang sits at the door of his home, welcoming the young people from Taiwan. Mr. Chiang lives a difficult life in a simple house. Next to his home is the cemetery of his employer's family, but he does not fear of it. Instead, he feels content with his life, and he has lived here for 16 years. Mr. Chiang cherishes everything he has and is reluctant to throw away items that are broken. Knowing that he is unable to do household chores after getting injured due to a fall from a tree, the Tzu Chings came to help.
Normally, he does not wash clothes by hand, as he usually uses the washing machine. We helped him wash the clothes so that he'll have cleaner clothes to wear.
Besides conducting home visits in Northern Thailand, the Tzu Chings from Taiwan have also organized a camp at a school. The Tzu Chings liven up the atmosphere with enthusiasm to break the ice between them and the local students. During the 2-day course, Tzu Chings also share stories about international disaster relief as well as promote environmental protection.
I feel very good to come here. I can make many friends and I feel very happy because we can work together.
Although my strength is limited, I can use this strength to help more people in need.
Being one big family, the volunteers and students hug each other, feeling love and sincerity from both sides.
In Taichung, Taiwan, there's a 72-year-old man, Mr. Shi, who who takes care of his daughter alone. Having heart disease, he's worried that no one could take care of his daughter, and hence he did not continue to seek medical treatment. Tzu Chi volunteers and the superintendent of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, Dr. Jian Shouxin, went to Mr. Shi's house to understand the situation.
Hi, Tzu先生。知道吗？哎，你好，你好。他弄护养庭个理头发呢，哈，来听。
The little body curled up on the bed. It is hard to imagine the girl in front of the camera is 32 years old. Infected with pneumonia and went into coma 8 months after birth, Yating woke up with 4 limbs paralyzed and couldn't speak. 72-year-old Mr. Shi takes care of his daughter all alone since his wife's passing 15 years ago. Mr. Shi's lumbar spine is not in good condition. He has a heart disease too, but he does not continue to seek medical treatment.
He has been worrying about his daughter. He thinks that no one can take good care of his daughter just like him. We will arrange for him to visit our cardiology department again shortly.
Chi volunteers accompany Mr. Shi to have a follow-up regularly. The hospital has also given him milk powder with special formula, supplementing Yating's nutrition.
What touched me most is that he has been devoting himself to caring for his daughter.
If my health condition is deteriorating, I have no choice but to send her away. Now I need to find a comfortable place for her.
32 years have passed. Mr. Shi cherishes each day to accompany his daughter. It is the power of love which ties the father and daughter together.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been visiting families in need ahead of the winter. When a group of volunteers went to a remote village in Hebei's Yi County, they came across a scholarship recipient who has been accepted by a medical university. The girl is very grateful to Tzu Chi for allowing her to pursue her dreams.
这是相结婚吗？对，河北医科大学。
Meeting each other by surprise, scholarship recipient Qi Xingyu told the volunteers that she has been accepted by Hebei Medical University.
Look how fortunate your father is. You need to work harder so they can be even more fortunate.
Xinyu has been accepted by university. Not only is your family happy, we are also very happy. When Qiji brothers and sisters heard the news,
Her granddaughters have all grown up, and there's harmony in the family. The grandma is filled with joy and happiness. Meanwhile, the volunteers also visit another family in the mountain, where 2 seniors care for each other.
My mother also suffered a stroke. In the beginning, she could not get out, afraid of people's stares. Later, she had to come out and do rehabilitation.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in various places are visiting families in need ahead of the winter. More than 60 volunteers have traveled to Chaoshan to conduct home visits. Despite the heavy rain, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to visit families ahead of the winter.
Speak kind words, think good thoughts, walk the correct life path. I also wish you good health and longevity.
The volunteers also communicate with hearing impaired individuals with sign language.
You must be happy.
The mother and her 2 sons are doing manual work to get by. Family love is the biggest fortune of this family.
Thank you, Mom. Come, you can also gesture this. Thank you, Mom. I'm very grateful for having this opportunity to enrich our spiritual life. Witnessing suffering makes me count my blessings.
With you Tzu Chi volunteers, we can be better. Without your guys, we still need to improve. Therefore, working together, we must do a better job.
Before these people turn their lives around, they've changed their mindset and become spiritually wealthy. In the aftermath of the Kaohsiung gas explosion, Tzu Chi volunteers conducted home visitations and also handed the survivors Fu Zu, an electronic player that plays a certain teaching by Master Zheng Yan and some Tzu Chi music. 70-year-old Xu Zhangqie was one of the recipients.
In 2014, 79-year-old Xu Zhangqie received Tzu Chi's electronic player from the volunteers and expressed the feeling of what is perhaps all those who experienced the gas explosion felt like. It's been 5 years. How is she doing? Xu Zhangqie is 84 this year, and because of a sudden fall, she burned herself. Upon being discharged from the hospital, the volunteers paid her a visit.
Every
time we talk to her about the master, she lights up.
Zhangqie's electronic player got lost during her move, and the volunteers brought her another one on this visit, turning her frown upside down.
Don't tell the master I fell, she'll worry about me. I don't want her to worry about me. I'm fine, don't worry, this little bruise is nothing.
After the gas explosion, the volunteers would often pay her a visit, filling her home and her heart with love.
The sister said we should keep it for a souvenir and we can use it in our daily life. The master's teachings is the best medicine to solve your problems.
The electronic player from Tzu Chi has become a household treasure, and the care they received after the explosion will always remain in the couple's hearts.
In times of crisis and helplessness, someone came to help us. It's really a feeling I cannot describe.
The roads were blocked and no one could leave or come in. We didn't even know where to start. The most important thing was that Tzu Chi brothers and sisters would come comfort us. That gave us a lot of strength. The neighbors she met, a roofing broke. Their roof was very thick and it broke, all because of this boulder. The force was enormous.
Thinking back about the force of the explosion, it still haunts them. Besides paying for the damage for their home, they still needed to pay for their 3 children's school tuition.
That was summer vacation, and when school started, we had enormous tuition to pay. Tzu Chi also helped us on that.
In facing impermanence, we need to have an open mind, and if in the days to come, You are able to repay that assistance, and you must do your best to help another.
Unable to forget that explosion, the couple vowed to enable the volunteers' spirits of selfless giving.
Pulai Chinese Elementary School in Malaysia has invited TIMA members and community volunteers to promote environmental protection. Besides educating the students and their parents about the knowledge of healthcare, the volunteers also encourage them to embrace vegetarianism.
The students are going to learn about environmental protection.
The first time the Healthy Diet Day was held by us Pulai Chinese Elementary School. The second time the activities included promoting recycling and a Tzu Chi activity. All of them were closely related to cleansing people's bodies and purifying their minds, as well as protecting the environment. People need to gradually change their eating habits. This is very important.
To prevent childhood obesity, the volunteers measure the students' BMI and educate them about a healthy lifestyle and healthy eating habits.
30% of children in Malaysia have problems associated with obesity. We want to bring the important message regarding obesity and eating habits to the school and educate those children about the ways to avoid obesity. They should eat healthy and live a healthy lifestyle so that they will maintain a healthy body, which is helpful for their studies.
We should eat less food which contains oil. We should lose weight, eat more vegetables and fruit, as well as exercise to stay healthy.
The volunteers make delicious snacks and vegetarian noodles with Jinsi food products to promote a meatless diet.
Now I realize that meat is terrible because it may make us unhealthy. We'll become healthier if we embrace vegetarianism. We should not eat a lot of food which contains meat, such as McDonald's. He loves it very much.
Both the students and their parents have learned a lot about environmental protection through this special class.
Mu Yanzhen is among the first batch of graduates of Kida Tzu Chi Kindergarten. She liked to eat fried chicken until one day she watched the documentary Meet Your Meat. She then decided to stop eating meat.
I used to think fried chicken is delicious, so I always want to eat meat. But now I don't want to eat meat anymore, because the teacher in the after-class tutorial showed us the film Meet Your Meat. The people kill the chicken by stepping on them. I felt it was very cruel, so I decided not to eat meat and eggs anymore. Because of this, the chicken can continue to live. This Brazilian spinach, which is grown by all of us in the after-class tutorial, is prepared to be cooked tomorrow. Every time if I have eaten delicious vegetables in the class, I also want to cook for my mom. My favorite vegetable is bitter melon. Although many people don't like to eat bitter melon, I found it very delicious.
We often tell our children to eat something which is good to our body. However, it is not right for us if we, as mothers, do not eat them. That's why I started to eat those I didn't like before. It is her who made me become the member of Tzu Chi. Then I started to adopt a meatless diet. Over time, she got used to it and became the vegetarian together.
I want to tell Dharma Master Zhen Yan that I have gone meatless here, and I will encourage more people to embrace vegetarianism together with me. It is because in this way, we can protect the animals, save our planet, and make ourselves healthy.
A Tzu Chi activity has been held in Banqiao, New Taipei to promote righteous thought during the 7th lunar month. Besides reviewing Tzu Chi's love and care in the aftermath of disasters, the participants have also learned about preventive measures.
Through sign language performances, Tzu Chi volunteers convey the love and care that the residents affected by 9/21 earthquake and Banqiao gas explosion received. This reminds them of memories for the saddened years.
Everyone's household items were burned down, so we did not have quotes on food. When the 1995 Banqiao gas explosion happened, it was on January 3rd in the lunar calendar. Since vegetable vendors did not operate on this day, Tzu Chi volunteers brought vegetables from their fridge to cook for everyone. I was deeply moved.
Besides reviewing Tzu Chi's dedication during the disasters, the volunteers also played a video to promote precautions against disasters. A professional personnel explains to the audience about preventative measures. Right after the drums and bells performance, Tzu Chi volunteers lead the participants to pray for peace.
Seeing these Tzu Chi volunteers give of themselves to the society, we can feel their devotion. It is because they feel for those who are suffering can they serve the public.
We gather everyone's love to help people who are in need. I feel we are so blessed because we are safe and sound, and we are healthy too. We are able to save people and help them.
The participants will not forget the love and care they have received from Tzu Chi volunteers, and now they are ready to turn from the receiver to a giver to help more people in need.
As the weather is hot, many members of the public might suffer from symptoms of heat stroke. Many mothers are used to perform gua sha on people who suffer from heat stroke. What should we watch out for as we perform gua sha? Here's our report. Suffering from symptoms of heat stroke, 64-year-old Wei Shumei sought help from her friend Lai Shumiao. Lai is a housewife and she's good at gua sha, the practice of using a tool to scrape people's skin.
My friend performed gua sha on me, and my discomfort was alleviated immediately. I feel more energetic as well.
Since then, she has studied gua sha and has performed this skill to help her friends and relatives.
Before performing gua sha, I felt my body was stiff. After gua sha, I drank some water and felt that my body was really relaxed and carefree.
With a high temperature, many members of the public suffer from heat stroke.
The patient will feel dizzy and wants to vomit. He also feels fatigue. Most importantly, he will keep sweating. He just keeps sweating non-stop.
From the point of view of TCN, gua sha can be used to alleviate symptoms of heat stroke. One needs to choose well-rounded gua sha tool to avoid skin damage. Then one also needs to apply lotion, baby oil, or pain-alleviating ointment.
It could damage our soft tissue. Therefore, we should not scrub horizontally. We should scrub at an angle, about 30 to 45 degree angles. Hold it against your skin and slowly scrape down.
Avoid skin wounds. The main scraping area includes the dual meridian in the middle, bladder meridian on two sides, and the gallbladder meridian.
Most of the scraping area is in our back and shoulders. Through a young stimulation, we purposely damage the skin. This move allows our young energy to circulate. In more professional terms, we are striking a balance between the yin and the yang, reaching a perfect balance again.
The doctor suggests that after gua sha, one needs to take a 3 to 7 day break before the next gua sha session. If the skin is still swollen, one should not undergo gua sha again. After gua sha, one should drink 200 to 300 cc of warm water to enhance the circulation. Members of a senior class in Kaohsiung and Tzu Chi volunteers have made a trip to Tzu Chi Gangshan grounds to learn about recycling concepts. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.